Hello, welcome to the channel Velo Fan, and thank you for joining me on today's ride from Bransgore to Ringwood Bike Night. So the bike night tonight is at the Fish Inn in Ringwood, organised by a Facebook page group. So, but also in conjunction with another proper shop called Legacy 85. So I don't know whether Legacy 85 have got any kind of involvement sponsorship wise, as in financially they're involved. I doubt it. I imagine the pub is just happy to do a bike night. Obviously it's going to bring in some revenue for them, which is nice, because like I say, pubs, I think, over the last decade have become well less frequented. Now there's a turning here, signpost is Sopley. I'm not taking that, although I could do. And there's loads of turnings on the left between here and Ringwood that are going to take me to the Christchurch Road, and that's what I'm intending to do. So I'm going to pick one and then we're going to go down there. There might be a tiny little dirt track, or whatever, very narrow country lane, perhaps one car width. You're not going to get two down there, but obviously I'm on a bike, so that's not as worrying. And I just want to come in on the Christchurch Road because a bunch of chaps that are doing this bike night are coming from Destination Triumph in Christchurch, and they will there's another turning here, see, I could have taken that one, so I've ignored that one. So then there's the next turning on the left, I'm going to take it. If it's the wrong turning or I end up not quite where I want to be, then so be it. But I know obviously I'll be able to find Ringwood. Anyway, so they're coming from the Christchurch, and I imagine they're going to be coming down the main Christchurch Road, like say from Christchurch to Ringwood. Here we go, turning on the left here, so that'll do. I'll read out the name just in case it's not clear on the camera. It looks like it's Thatcher's Lane to me. And let's see where this brings us out. Hopefully, like I say, on the Christchurch Road. And like I say, we might bump into that group of riders coming from Triumph Christchurch, but I'm actually running a little bit late today, so it's unlikely we're going to see them, because they aim to get down to the Fish Inn for 6 o'clock, and it's probably, well, hang on a sec, let me have a little look down. My clock says 6 o'clock now, well, 7 minutes past, but I don't know how accurate my clock is on my bike. I don't really set up the time on it, and obviously I've disconnected the battery every now and then. But anyway, let's just assume it's 6 now, and they meet, like I say, Triumph, they meet there kind of like 5 or half 5, I guess half 5, it's only half an hour little jaunt down to Ringwood. But anyway, so we're probably not going to see him, but it'd be nice if we do. But either way, I'm hoping that when we get, because this is going to be a really short ride by my standards, even though I think the last one was a short one. Anyway, either way, if we don't bump into him, we're going to see him at the Fish Inn, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to see what bikes are there, at least briefly. Like I say, maybe not in detail, because I don't know, like I'm not always that keen to walk around still recording, but maybe I will do tonight. Maybe I will do a little bit of that, so you might be able to get to see the bikes in slightly better detail. But yeah, I'm always concerned about filming without consent and then people being not very happy. So like I say, I thought I'd take this real little tiny country lane, right? And I've been down this road on my little Yamaha YB100 years ago, and that was the first ever bike I had on the road at about 18, I think I was. And like when you've got a little thing like that, a little 100cc pup, then these roads are actually ideal in my opinion, because not many cars use them because of the issue of like narrow, you're gonna get snarled up with someone, and no one's gonna be racing down here because there's not really, Right, I'm actually going to go left here, I think. Or actually, I'm going to go straight over. I've never actually been down this road here, okay? And the signpost is all worn off, so I can't see shit for that. That's not good, is it? Anyway, we'll see where this comes out. I've only ever gone left and then come out somewhere else, or I've gone right and then that takes me back to the road that I was on coming out of Bransgore. And I didn't want to go back onto that because, like I said, I specifically wanted to come out on the Christchurch road. So we'll go down here and see what happens. Oh, a couple of people on the bridge. Oh, maybe I have been down here once in the past actually. I remember that little bridge and how narrow it is and how much gravel there is in the middle of the road. But yeah, the little YB100 was good for down these little roads, and so is this bike. And what I noticed is later in life when I had my sports bikes, I noticed these little country lanes like this are a bit of a pain in the arse because, like, see, I've got a car coming towards me now, right, but there'd probably be room for us to squeeze by, maybe just about here somewhere. But that's not the issue. Like when I'm on about, like I say, it's a pain in the arse, that's because you're on your wrists and that, and you're going really, really slowly, you know, and then it's like uncomfortable. And I used to find that I needed fast country roads, or even just dual carriageway motorway I was happy on, although most people can't stand motorway and dual carriageway on the Gixxer or any sports bike, you know, I kind of didn't mind it. But yeah, country roads like this, I found them a bit of a hardship because they're so narrow, twisty, slow. You can't really get off your wrists, can't really get the wind up you to get yourself off the wrists. But like I say, my bike that I'm on tonight, my Yamaha MT-09, it's absolutely fine for this sort of work. And that's why I like the bike. I obviously ditched a sports bike for this, and anyone watched in some of my other videos, they might have seen I'm currently trying to sell my Ducati 916, and yeah, I'm going to turn right here, so I am on the Christchurch road now. Yeah, I'm trying to sell my 916, which is obviously another sports bike, so perhaps the sports bike dream is over for me. I think when I got the 916 is after I got rid of my Suzuki GSX-R600, and I think I felt that I was getting a little bit too old for sports bikes. And then I guess I had a moment where I thought, no, hang on a minute, that's I mean, I'm not that old, so yeah, so I went and got the 916. But anyway, so yeah, so that's up for sale now. But like I say, those sorts of roads that I was just on, personally I don't like doing them on sports bikes, but everyone's different. But I was coming down this road that we were on here, when was it? Was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday I came down this road going the opposite direction. And I wasn't going to an organised bike night like I am tonight, although I'm saying that, and when I get here the people might have left because I am a little bit late, but we'll, fingers crossed, eh? Just about crossed. Right, what was I saying? Yeah, I was going the other way down this road here, okay, and you can see this is a fast road. Although it's 50-mile-an-hour limit, it's actually a fast, nice, sweeping road. I mean, I just went through some S-bends back there, but that's the only really tight bit. After that, all this here, through here is, yeah, it's lovely. So anyway, I come down this road, and there was two, well, I think I overtook a few bikes, but I remember there was these two bikes that I figured were together. One at the back was, I can't remember, it was something of the like of a Phaser or something like that, I don't really know what it was. And then the one in the front was like a Kawasaki ZXR 1000 or 1300, some really, really oversized sort of sports bike, which then almost puts it into a sports tourer, but not quite. They're still like a pretty much full-on sports bike. Anyway, so I overtook the pair of them, and I was just doing the speed that I was comfortable at. I wasn't trying to race, I wasn't doing anything. And the guy that was in the front obviously took offence, but okay, I mean, normally when I overtake someone, I either sit behind them for a minute and then go for it, or I just put my hand out. Most of the time I just put my left hand out, like, you know, look mate, I'm not racing, okay, I'm just, yeah, just going at my own speed. Anyway, I didn't do that, and that might be why he got a bit gnarly, because like I say, I didn't indicate to say I'm not racing. So he came chasing up after me, and I thought, okay, fair enough. So I was accelerating pretty hard here and there, but not to the maximum of the bike by any means, and not quite to the maximum of my riding ability. I was holding back a little bit, and then on a straight he come and like flew past me at like some mental speed, and I looked at him and I thought, bloody hell mate, like, you look like you're going to come off, because he didn't look that confident in what he was doing. And I like looked at it and I thought, you know, the problem with this is, I thought, some people don't ride their bikes until it's warm and nice weather, and that day was like not too bad. And I was looking at him thinking, I hope this isn't the first ride of the year for you, because if it is, chances are you might stack it, because like I knew that just in front of me was going to be those S-bends, well, he just came through them on going the opposite direction. So yeah, he obviously slowed right down for the S-bends, and then he was up behind a learner car driver, but he was still indicating right, as if to pull out past this learner car, but he wasn't attempting to, and I just thought, okay mate, see you later. And I overtook him and I went on my business, and I just, yeah, I continued to sort of ride at the speed I was comfortable with. I was slightly pushing I wasn't really pushing myself, but I was trying to make sure this guy wasn't going to catch me up again. But I didn't outdo him, I didn't beat him in a race or anything like that. It must have simply been the case that he suddenly realised, oh hang on a minute, my mate isn't taking part in the race. The first bike that I overtook, yeah, that guy was plodding on down the road bloody miles away. So I think it's just simply that guy wanted to show off a little bit, thinking, oh, you overtook me, I'm going to show you I can overtake you. I'm like, mate, it wasn't even like that. You know, it was just me doing my own thing, like I say. Whereas when he came past me, he'd been like trying to be up my arse, sort of like chasing me down, and then eventually he gunned it like full pelt. So yeah, but I think, like I say, I don't think I remotely beat him or anything else. I'm not at that stage of my life where I really race other road users really. But obviously before, yeah, fuck me, if anyone came past, that was it. But no, but I think he just realised, hang on a minute, my mate isn't interested in this racing, and that's a good thing, because like I say, I didn't really want to race. But once he came blasting past me, I was then in the commanding position, because I'm up behind him then, right? He's already shown me what he can do. He's sort of like shown, oh yeah, like that's what I can do, which is blast it open in a straight line. Yeah, good one mate. But when we got to the S-bends, like I say, that's when I thought, well, this is when we're going to find out. And I'm not a good rider anymore. I used to be very good, and I just don't really ride. I don't ride enough these days. I used to ride every single day to work and back, but I don't. So my confidence and my age and other factors in my life have made me less ballsy on a bike. So I'm not the best, and I probably couldn't keep up with a chap. Like I say, he probably could outdo me every day of the week. But no, I was going to have some fun. That's the thing, because I think my bike, people see it as a naked bike, and I think they don't realise how fast it is. It's a really capable machine, and it's beyond my capabilities. I know that. I can push it to where I'm happy with, but it's still got more to give, you know. So yeah, so that was interesting. But if you ever happen to go down that road, the road between Ringwood and Christchurch, yeah, you can have a lot of fun down there. And there's some slow bits where you go through some little villages. That's also quite nice. And then there's some faster bits. So I'm turning down here to the high street. And there's another thing I'm going to mention before I get to the fishing, which we're only minutes away, so don't worry if you're worried about me getting on too long about irrelevant shit. Yeah, one more thing I was going to mention is that only, let's say, a year ago, you know, I might be inclined to say 2 years ago, but about a year or two ago, you used to be able to come down this road here, the high street of Ringwood, and then you get to the fish in, and you could continue onto the dual carriageway. So that was good for the fishing, because it meant that you get a passing trade. But now they've absolutely closed the road off, so you cannot do that. and you have to come back up this road, the one that I'm just coming down now. You have to come back up this and then get out of Ringwood that way. So this pub that I'm going to fish in, I think it's taking a bit of a beating. Lack of clients, should we say, because like I say, they previously had all this traffic coming down this road I'm on now, passing through to get out onto the dual carriageway, which was a lot of traffic. A lot of people leave Ringwood and they would have come this way, and now they can't. Like I say, now they have to go the other way, which means they don't pass this pub. And here we go, so there's loads of bikes here, which is nice. But yeah, so that's a shame for them, isn't it? See if I can get on the back here somewhere. Well, that's a nice old bike. I'll leave it over here, fuck it, be alright. Right, and I think, guys, I'll end it there, although I would like to have walked around and shown you some of the bikes. I'm not sure that I will, or will I? I don't know. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll unplug my helmet and I'll just let it carry on recording.